Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome on this. It's a cold and rainy. Uh, that's where I don't have to admit people because Siobhan, you've got this. Yeah, okay, cool. It's a cold and rainy morning where I am, but I'm hoping that things are nicer and more lovely where you are. Just bring the chat up to the side here. Yeah, yeah. It's one of those days. It's rather a perfect day to be inside in the warm with our crystalline allies doing some beautiful work filled with light. So uh everyone please come into the space. Allow yourself to settle into the space. um, the suggested crystals, okay, that were on the landing page. If I remember correctly, I think there was apophyllite, danbarite, selenite, satin spar selenite, clear quartz, Lemurian quartz. Just a few examples. Whatever might have sung to you today, have that on hand, and give yourself permission for this next hour because we will end within the hour. We run a healing circle every month online, and I'm always particular about ending within the hour, just in case anyone needs to come back from, uh, a lunch break or they've got other things they've got to hustle to next. So you can feel safe within the time boundary and switch off any distractions as best you can. I don't think we've found a mute switch for children and dogs just yet. So, oh gosh. But allow yourself the sacredness of this hour as we gather here today to do the real work. Um, and we have a lot of new faces here today. So I'm going to introduce myself real quickly, so you know who this person is here who's guiding you through this today. My name's Krista, and I'm the author of Crystal Reiki and Change Your Energy. And this work that I'm guiding you through here today was an evolution for me. If any of you are familiar with me or my work for a while or those books, then you know that I began my crystal healing career back in 2004 in New York City. And I was practicing what I refer to as the more traditional styles of crystal healing. So working with the energy centers, meditation, and so on. Um, but I am what I call crystal taught and field trained. So everything that I have learned, I have channeled through the crystals, and I've had that conscious connection with them from the start, really without even realizing that that's what it was. Um, and when we came into the year of 2019, the whole kind of crystal healing field was going in one direction. And like I do, because I like to keep things easy for myself always, I veered in a completely different direction. I chose the mystic path. I felt called. And what came from that was this whole evolution into what the crystals um, they call quantum crystal healing. And the reason they call it quantum crystal healing, and I'm not going to go into the teachings or whatnot, but just for an introduction, because this may be for some of you a very different way of working with crystals than what you've been familiar with. And oh my God, we've got people here from all over the world. This is incredible. Wow, Bangkok, Egypt, Switzerland. I'm just loving this. Fab. Um, But yes, the reason they call it quantum crystal healing. And by the way, I'm already starting to channel, and so I do everything with my eyes closed. This is how I see all the energetic patterns and fields, and so I am channeling through this beautiful apophyllite cluster, which to me really has always reminded me of a cauliflower head. But I like this much better than cauliflower. And then I've got my two incredible Lemurian seed guides with me. This one is Beast, for those of you who are familiar with Beast. Um, um, but anyway, uh, yeah, the quantum crystal healing. And the reason they call it that is because rather than channeling this energy, we're definitely going to be channeling it into our fields. But rather than channeling it into our energy centers or holding it and letting, connecting with it through the energy through our bodies, we're channeling this energy down into our cells, into our cellular memory, into our DNA in order to affect healing and change. And so, what that results in is, first of all, we're able to access things consciously and directly that we may not be able to do in more traditional forms of healing or therapy, especially when it comes to past life and karmic and ancestral and so on. But it also results in a very profound and accelerated form of healing. And I also feel that they call it quantum or 5D because we're really expanding in our own kind of dimensional reality or concept of reality in order to do this work. And as the crystals always say, we are the magic. We are the miracle. We are the mystery. And I'm asking for you to really take that in, the power of those words. Because so often we are trained or conditioned to outsource that to tools, to authority, to other modalities, to whatever it might be. And yet these beautiful ancient beings, for they are conscious beings in my system of belief, in my experience, are saying that we're it. And so what you'll find in the way that I teach crystals and that I guide people through crystal healing, it's not about the crystals. It's not about the crystals and their properties. It's about you and your properties, what they're activating within you. And so we work with their energy, but we work with them consciously. We work with their spirits. We work with their wisdom. They become allies. They become guides. And I know for many of you who have been working with crystals for a long time, you've already experienced that. They become like friends, like family. That connection forms. That's not your imagination. Not that I'm down on the imagination. I'm very pro imagination. Imagination is the gateway. It takes us out of limiting mind. There's nothing we currently have in our reality, in our experience, that was not imagined first. So give yourself permission, if it feels right to you in this moment, with curiosity, to open to the greater wonder, to open to the possibility of what you're carrying inside you that can heal you, that can enrich you, that can guide you. It was there all along. Just like Dorothy's magic in Oz. We just need to find it. And so today is about connecting with that. Connecting with that. And so this is now leading us into this work. And even if you feel that it's right for you at this point in time to hold your crystals, and whatever crystal or crystals sung in for you today, just hold it gently. And close your eyes and breathe. Because right now you don't have to be anyone or anything for anybody else. This is your time to just be here. To deepen into your greater sacredness, however you believe that to be, or however that manifests for you. Because this is also a humanist space. We are not here to bypass our humanity. We chose this. As far as I'm concerned, that makes it very special, very important. And so the crystalline consciousness I channel maintains that everything in creation is ultimately crystalline in nature, that we each have a fundamental geometry to us. And that geometry is a blueprint that is based on an archetype, if you will. That's a way that us and our humanity can conceptualize, can understand this. And all that information about our geometry, our blueprint, our soul's history and lives, the ancestral lineages that we've incarnated to in this lifetime, our plans, our purpose, our wounds, our karma, the challenges that perhaps we've elected to face in this lifetime, if that vibes for you. All of that information is carried within our Akashic records. And the Akashic records, I do really genuinely believe, are a database, a realm of light that exists in consciousness, a dimension, if you will. But we also carry all of that in our DNA, in our cellular memory. And it makes sense because that's what we've come into with in this lifetime, not just our geometry and the plans and the blueprint for how our bodies are built, but for why we're here. It makes sense we would carry that in with us. We didn't come in with a little briefcase, or a VCR manual. Like we came in with all of that encoded within us. And so that's where the crystal consciousness, because all of this, all of the work I do has been channeled through them. That's where they're taking us, to that level of healing, because that's where we get to the source of whatever's holding us back, but also what can help us succeed in our purpose here, thrive, experience joy, heal. We came into this lifetime with everything we need. It is within us. So what we're going to be doing, what I'm going to be guiding you through today, or we, myself and the crystals, is an activation, because rather than me constantly talking about this, I'd rather go even further than show it to you. I'd rather you experience it for yourself. So I'm going to be guiding you through an activation to begin to connect with the healing wisdom and potential you carry in the codes within you that can help you to clear dark energy. We're going to be doing that today. Heavy energy, density, whatever kind of distortions are in your energy field that are throwing you out of balance or coherence, to channel more of your greater healing potential that is encoded within you, the light that is encoded within you, because even in physics, they know that our cells communicate to each other through photons of light. When we get back down into the quanta of our cells and all matter in creation, we're made up of light. And so we're going to be activating that light for healing, for peace, to give us a space of sanctuary and serenity. And then from there, calling in the higher 5D self. And your higher 5D self is still an expression of your soul, just as you are. This is our multi-dimensionality. So I'm assuming that sounds good to all of you. Very good. Okay, just checking in to see. Yeah. All right. Excellent. Okay. Whoops. What did I do here now? I don't know. Double screen mode. What does that mean? The technology. All right. Okay. So, how you're likely to experience this, and all of you are going to have varying degrees of experience, and I want to speak to that very, very quickly before we begin. Um, not all not all spiritual experiences are like how we see it in the movies. And everyone's wired a little differently. Some are more visual, some are more sensory. And so please honor how your experience unfolds today, even if it's subtle, even if it's nuanced. Energy is always moving, it's always interacting with each other. The fields are always interacting. So I can guarantee, as I'm guiding you through this work, that you are going to be receiving healing. You are going to be activating what's within you. Um, and it's all just going to be a matter of where we are on our paths and how we're wired in terms of what you experience. So please allow yourself to let go of any expectations in terms of what you may see, what you may receive, whether you're capable of this or not. Because all you need to do is relax, hold your crystal, let me guide you through this, and be open to the experience. And it will unfold like a dream. And yet, all the while, what's happening is that your crystal is channeling its energy down into your cells, down into those codes for activation. So, even as you're experiencing it as a dream, this is all also happening within you. And so, with that, if you haven't already taken hold of your crystal, please do now. And also honor your capacity. If you hit some point in this and you feel like that's enough for today, that's enough light energy, take a few deep breaths and just allow yourself to surface back out. This is being recorded. You can always come back to it. When we pressure ourselves, whether it's through expectation or, trying to make something happen or pushing ourselves past capacity, I have this teaching in the Starry Chrysalis Mystery School, this community, this world that I'm in, that pressure energy equals blocked energy. So just remember that pressure energy equals blocked energy. So if you feel like you're starting to pressure yourself, allow yourself to relax, because that's where the flow can then happen again. But gently holding your crystal, and if it's really big, you can even place it on your lap. You can just hold your hand on top of it and sit back and relax. Close your eyes. And gently begin to deepen your breathing. Just feeling that spaciousness within on the inhalation. And on the exhalation, just breathing out anything you don't want to carry in this moment. Whatever you want to release, whatever you want to let go of, just in this moment. Inhaling spacious and clarity, and on the exhalation, clearing, releasing. allowing yourself rest. Now checking in with your body. There are any parts of you that need to be shifted in order to be able to relax just a little bit more. Feel greater ease of flow through your body, energy flow through your body. And if there are any parts of you that feel like they're holding or they're tense or resisting relaxation, if it feels right to you, just love them. And if you can't feel that love energy, maybe just give it a color and surround that part with a color. And note that part isn't necessarily a physical part. All parts of you are worthy. That's healing in and of itself, isn't it? Now, simply thinking the thought of your body relaxing. And notice how it does just a little bit more. If you take a moment to think of your body tensing, not actually tensing your body, but just thinking of your body tensing, there's a mild or subtle tension that occurs, right? All over the body. So now think of it relaxing. Noticing how instantly it responds. Because our physiology has consciousness, but so do our cells. And our cells are listening, our DNA is listening. So the more we are relaxed, the more healing energy can flow through our body. But also the easier it becomes for us to connect to spirit, to whatever higher power you espouse, and also the wisdom of your soul. So now again, on the inhalation, inhaling spaciousness. And then on the exhalation, use that exhalation to begin to just gently drop your awareness down inside your body. And there's a practice I commonly teach where if you just imagine that you're inside a balloon, and as you inhale, you're creating spaciousness in your body, and on the exhalation, you're letting a little air out of that balloon, and that balloon is starting to drop down inside your body, and it's taking you with it. Inhaling spaciousness, letting the energy or letting the air flow out of your balloon on the exhalation and dropping you down until you land somewhere that you feel like or imagine or guess your center may be inside of yourself, your inner self, your soul self. For most people, it's somewhere between the navel and the heart. And if you feel any resistance, again, just breathe in spaciousness, and on the exhalation, Just let that air out. It sounds perhaps counterintuitive, but resistance doesn't give way to more resistance. It gives way to surrender. So inhaling spaciousness, and on the exhalation, just gently landing like a feather, soft like a feather, somewhere in that center point. And that center point is a nexus point to all that you are. It is your soul center, your body, mind, if you will. Connects to all that you are, to your field, but also all that is. So this is where you are in your sovereignty. And you'll notice that as you drop into there, there's a shift in presence. You feel more present. Still aware of everything that's around you, but more from a place of observation. You may feel more grounded, more connected to your body. And if at any point in time, as we go through this activation, you feel yourself going into thought, mind, doubt, censoring, you've floated back up. So just use your breath to drop back down. Because the more you're able to relax, the more you're able to experience. So now we're just going to take a minute or two real time just to be in this inner space where everything else falls away and you're in your power, you're in your sovereignty, you're in your truth, but in a place of peace, serenity, wholeness. Now, from this place of center, expanding your awareness to the crystal you hold in your hand. First, noticing its texture, its weight, shape. If it feels cool to the touch or warm. And that crystal is literally thousands and thousands of years old. And through an aligned set of circumstances, it's saying itself into your keeping through resonance. It chose you just as much as you chose it. And within it lies a quantum universe of light and energy, memory, and consciousness. And it also has a spirit. And so through your imagination or your sensory ability, your feeling ability, or your visual, begin to sense or see or feel that quantum universe of light within it, that energy, that consciousness. That spirit that will remember you long after it's no longer in your keeping. And now touching on its consciousness with your consciousness, just through mind, through thought, through imagination. Its spirit through your heart and feeling self. And now invite in its spirit, its consciousness, its energy to flow all through you. Letting its energy, that quantum universe of light, flow all through your body. Noticing where it goes, how it feels. How your system is responding to it. And now, how does its consciousness feel? Its spirit. Does it feel wise, old, young, playful, serious? And you're welcome to greet its spirit. And allow it to respond to you however it does. Some crystals speak to us through thought, through feeling, through visual, memory, color. Perhaps it's a still and quiet companionship. Thank it for being there with you today, if that feels right to you. And now whisper to it, silently whisper to it within your intention, asking it to help you activate the greater potential within you, encoded within you. And now bring to your imagination every cell in your being. That cell that carries light, that communicates with light. And ask the spirit and consciousness of your crystal to help your cells begin to vibrate faster, and whisper to them, vibrate faster, vibrate faster, vibrate faster. The crystal energy flowing to every cell in your body, helping them to ignite and vibrate faster. And as vibration increases, so does frequency. And as frequency increases, so does the light that friction creates. And so you may be feeling a heightening, a quickening, a rising of energy in your body. And again, focusing on your cells vibrating faster, and as they do, generating more and more light within your body. This is not a light you have to create. This is a light that is created through divine design. This is pure source energy. The faster they vibrate, the more light they generate. And let that light build up all through your body, feeling or visioning that light building all through your body. Every part of your body, from the tips of your toes, going all the way up through the throat, down through the arms, shining through the energy centers in the palm of your hands, your fingertips, building up through your head, shining out through your mouth, your teeth, your ears, your eyes, out through the top of your head, activating your pineal gland and its channels. So that it's almost as if your skin begins to glow. And that light begins to spread out into your energy field. And allowing your crystalline energy and your crystal's energy to weave with that light in your energy field all through your body, amplifying, expanding, raising your frequency. So now, anything that is heavy, that is dense, that is dark, any blocks, any cords, any attachments, any energy that is no longer resonant cannot exist within your field, and therefore must begin to transmute. It must begin to dissolve into light, and see or feel or think that into happening, because even in physics we know where thought goes, energy flows. Energy responds to thought at the speed of thought. Let that light expand all through you. You may be feeling tingles, you may be feeling chills. Just keep breathing. Any distortion patterns coming back into coherence, harmony, alignment with your highest good path or purpose. with the sovereignty of your soul. Any heaviness, any stagnation, any stress patterns within, dissolving within that light. For you are now reclaiming command. And now, from your center, breathing your awareness into your center in this expansive field of light that continues to be generated by your cells. Imagine that you're growing inside you like a tree, or like Alice after she's drunk that magic potion, growing inside of you, staying anchored in your soul, but growing up, growing up, growing up within, so that you're also rising up into connection with your pineal gland, your third eye center, your crown center. And rising up, and imagine yourself being pulled up, almost like a vortex of energy being pulled up and through and up, up, up into the higher light field of the Akasha. Allow the build of the light within your cells, the crystalline energy, to rise you up, expand you up and through into the light. Simply relax and allow them to carry you up. And you'll know when you are in the light field of the Akasha because you feel like you're in a light field. Floating, held in the light. Feeling that light energy all around you. And letting yourself just be here. Noticing how all stresses, fears, worries, they fall away. And feel the light of this field, this realm, infusing into your field, into your body. Let yourself receive healing. Let yourself receive respite. Let yourself float here. Let yourself relax here. And now, through conscious thought, floating in this realm of light, simply allow yourself to open to your deeper wisdom, your deeper knowing. And invite your 5D or your higher self to join you. Let them appear to you or come beside you through the light. And there are so many things you could ask, but in this moment, ask them, what is my archetype? And now ask them, what is it I most need to know or remember at this time? And I will give you quiet to receive. And so now it's time to return. Give thanks where you may. And allow the light to pattern into every cell of your being as you slowly begin to lower down out of the light field, down out of the Akashic field, and back down inside your body, shrinking or dropping back down through the vortex and into your mind, into your head. Closing that connection, sealing in the fields, and then gently deepening your breath, and on the exhalation, allowing the exhalation to drop you back down. Inhaling spaciousness, exhaling and dropping back down like a balloon, like a feather, back down into your soul center. Fully feeling yourself return to your body, to your soul center. And letting all that light, that energy, whatever you received, whatever you remembered, to imprint into every cell of your body. And now inviting every cell in your body to relax, to vibrate back at their natural rhythm. And note that may have changed. And again, breathing deeply. And now bringing to your centered awareness the spirit and the consciousness of your crystal ally. And thanking it for its healing, its help, its support today, if that feels right to you. And then allowing its spirit, its energy, its consciousness to flow back out and into itself. And then gently placing it aside. And taking 1 minute now, real time, to fully settle back into your body. Noticing what's changed. How do you feel now compared to how you felt when you began this circle today? I find with crystals, the truth of our experience is what makes us believers. Yeah. But here's immediately what they say. Also, please allow the truth of your experience of your own power and potential today to make yourself a believer, because that was only the beginning of what you can tap into in yourselves. So really breathe that in and allow yourself to relax. Make sure you feel your feet. But notice how, even though you just had a very high dimensional frequency, you shifted, you altered into the 5D in terms of your consciousness. I'm guessing that most of you here probably feel pretty grounded, vital, alive, present. And if you even feel your crystal, you might feel that your crystal is even more charged, as opposed to depleted the way they can be, in some of our practices with them. And so that was our healing circle today. And I hope that that was, I'm seeing some of your comments in the chat. It's amazing, wonderful. I hope that was of service to you today. And I hope that opened your eyes to, for some of you, maybe a new way of working with crystals, but also, again, to the enormous, perhaps untapped potential you have in your DNA. And for those of you who want to explore this work further, I am leading. It's a 2.5-month course that starts in June, but you can self-pace if you wish. I'll be showing up live every Saturday and guiding you through deeper into Akashic Crystal Healing, but in your DNA, what you're carrying in your DNA, any past life or ancestral patterns that are holding you back, that you're here to resolve in this lifetime, but also the reclaiming of memory, of potential, of power, of your deeper healing and co-creative capabilities. And so if that speaks to you, that wondrous rabbit hole into the mystery and power that is you through this level of crystal work, we'll include that link when we send out the replay link tomorrow. So now we've come to the hour, as promised. And before you go, I do recommend water, some gentle movement, whether it's just a gentle walk, some stretching. But the crystals, one of the crystal teachings that they share is, if you can, to take what they call a 10-minute completion cycle. So you give yourself 10 minutes just to rest, let this process, take notes, so it fully anchors in and becomes sustained in your body before continuing with your day. And if you have any questions, you know where to find us, but I'll leave you now for that completion cycle. And remember, you'll have access to this replay. You can do this again. You can do this as needed. Just know that the miracle is you, my friend. The crystal is your ally. Aren't we blessed? I feel blessed. So thank you for showing up on this rainy Saturday. And yeah, be well, my friends. Thank you. Take care of you. Bye.